Good, happy Tuesday morning, November 5th, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's begin. First up, embattled Concord High School principal resigns. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Gene Mackin.
Customers will call in or email in and just tell us that I was at the store, and from the beginning of the sale till the delivery, it was a great experience. And as a business owner, that's what we strive for.
Visit us at powellstone.com.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
The Concord School Board voted unanimously
Aye.
Aye.
to accept the resignation of high school principal Tom Sicca, who was on voluntary leave during an investigation into how the district handled sexual assault allegations against a teacher who has since been charged and pleaded not guilty. The board revealed that the resignation was offered after Sicca was informed the entire school board supported his termination. He was recently called into question by the education commissioner for continuing to work behind the scenes while on leave. The board says it is taking positive steps, also accepting the resignation of Superintendent Terry Forston last week, and tonight introducing interim superintendent Frank Bass to a community that's been in turmoil.
I feel like there's a renewed sense of some transparency, and we appreciate that as well, and we certainly feel that there's movement in the right direction.
I do feel like we're moving forward slowly. I do feel like we have more work to do.
So much progress has been made, and I can't thank you enough for starting to make Concord schools a better place.
And the board says it will still look for permanent replacements for the high school principal and the school superintendent. Live in Concord tonight, Gene Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Goffstown school officials warn parents after two students forced themselves to pass out. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
Customers will call in or email in and just tell us that I was at the store, and from the beginning of the sale till the delivery, it was a great experience. And as a business owner, that's what we strive for.
Visit us at powellstone.com. Known as the pass out or choking game, but it's not a game at all. Young people intentionally cut off the flow of oxygen to their brain in exchange for a brief high.
I think that it's really sad that kids are resorting to that type of play and calling that fun.
Goffstown Superintendent Brian Balke says two students did that this morning at the high school. They passed out, but will be okay.
I remember many years ago this was something that some schools had dealt with, but appears to be back. So we wanted to get information out to parents so they could be informed.
Officials say students might be seeing or posting videos of the choking game on social media.
I think they do it a couple of different ways, but it does typically involve another student. And obviously this can be incredibly dangerous. You know, restricting oxygen intake can end up being deadly.
Balke is sending out a warning tonight.
The message to parents would always be talk to your kids, know what your kids are into, know who your kids are interacting with and what they're doing.
And that message appears to be resonating with parents.
Just having open communication and earlier conversations with kids and taking time throughout the day to actually have contact and touch base on where their day is going and how they're feeling throughout the day.
This is the first time this behavior has been reported in Goffstown, but there have been cases of it happening across the country over the past 10 years or so. In Goffstown, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Burial Saturday for 2 of 4 victims found near Bear Brook State Park in 1985. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
Customers will call in or email in and just tell us that he was at the store, and from the beginning of the sale till the delivery, it was a great experience. And as a business owner, that's what we strive for.
Visit us at powellstone.com.
There have never been names on this headstone at St. John the Baptist Cemetery. At a public service on Saturday, that will change.
They're getting the love that they deserved and that they obviously didn't have before.
The state has asked Matt and Katie Rowan of Pettit Rowan Funeral Home in Pembroke to take care of the graveside service for the mother and daughter, 2 of the 4 victims found in barrels near Bear Brook State Park. Investigators say serial killer Terry Rasmussen killed them all. Family has decided Marlise and Marie should remain here in Allenstown. Marlise's younger daughter, Sarah McWaters, will be buried closer to family members. A 3rd child was also found in the barrels. All authorities know about her is she is Rasmussen's biological daughter. All of the families telling the Rowans they are touched by how their loved ones have been treated by this community.
Just overwhelming gratitude that, a community that didn't know who they were would just embrace them and accept them as their own and really adopt them.
People like Holly Sears have done just that, feeling the family's pain and now sense of relief.
I really think it's important that people show up, just show their support and show that, we care.
That service will be held this Saturday, November 9th at 2 p.m. at St. John the Baptist Cemetery. In Allenstown, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Judge allows challenge to voter registration law to go forward while dismissing some claims. Trial on constitutional challenge to Senate Bill 3 still scheduled to begin on December 2nd. And now let's take a look at your 2020 New Hampshire candidate tracker for November 5th, 2019. We have one candidate today in New Hampshire, Kelsey Gabbard. She's in New Hampshire today. She'll be having an event, New Hampshire Food Solution Forum at UNH in Durham, New Hampshire at 11:20 a.m. The City of Manchester City Hall will be closed on Tuesday, today, November 5th, 2019, for municipal general election. In many other cities and communities, we'll be having municipal general elections today. The mayor race in Manchester is a heated one. Let's take a look at the 2 candidates that are running for mayor in Manchester. Mayor candidates hit the streets of Manchester. Governor Sununu supported Sullivan, while Shaheen, Hassan, and Pappas showed support for Craig. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Customers will call in or email in and just tell us that he was at the store, and from the beginning of the sale till the delivery, it was a great experience. And as a business owner, that's what we strive for.
Visit us at powellstone.com.
I just want to thank you for all of your help, Incumbent Mayor Joyce Craig energizes supporters and volunteers at a canvassing kickoff, joined by fellow Democrats, Senators Jeanne Shaheen and Maggie Hassan, and Congressman Chris Pappas.
I'm really grateful for their support throughout this campaign and past campaigns, and it means the world to me that they were here today supporting our efforts.
The amount of energy that is behind this campaign has been tremendous.
Republican challenger Victoria Sullivan held several events with former candidate for Congress Eddie Edwards and met voters with Governor Chris Sununu, who she sees as an underutilized asset to the city.
He's given us a ton of money that hasn't been used in a way that actually supports our needs.
Sullivan says she can bring the change that people want to see in addressing issues like crime and homelessness.
People are a little frustrated by what's going on downtown. People want to come down and enjoy the city with their families, and they're just not able to do that right now.
While Craig says she wants to build on the momentum from her first term.
Our goal is to continue along that progress in terms of supporting our schools, addressing the opioid and homeless crisis in the city, and then growing our economy.
Both candidates say they will continue to go out and talk with voters right up until Tuesday. But for anyone that they don't get to meet, this is their message. They want to stick with people.
I was born and raised in Manchester. This community means the world to me, and I've been so grateful to serve as mayor for 2 years. And in a short period of time, we've really been able to form collaboration throughout our community.
I want people to know that I understand the issues here and I'm willing to face them head on. I'm not going to pretend things are rosy when they're not. We really need to work together to make Manchester the best that it can be.
In Manchester, Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. So, Manchester residents, don't forget to go out and vote today. And also, Manchester Public Schools will be closed today for voting. U.S. features point to higher open ahead of key economic data. U.S. stock index features were higher Tuesday morning after Wall Street posted a record close on Monday. Trump demands identity of whistleblower. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
President Trump's fiery attack against the impeachment inquiry, demanding the mystery whistleblower be revealed. The president blasting Democrats, accusing the whistleblower of telling a false story, despite key congressional testimony supporting the whistleblower's claims. President Trump unleashing his new salvo hours after attending a UFC fight at Madison Square Garden that you see here. With the impeachment inquiry about to enter a new phase, the whistleblower now making an offer to Republican lawmakers. ABC's Kira Phillips leads us off.
President Trump, always up for a good fight, but not always a fan favorite, booed and cheered at this Ultimate Fighting Championship in New York City. As he faces his ongoing battle in Washington amid a growing impeachment showdown. Speaking with reporters, the president clearly targeting the whistleblower who first alerted officials to Trump's phone call with the Ukrainian president.
The whistleblower should be revealed. The whistleblower should be revealed. The whistleblower should be revealed.
This, as ABC News has learned, the whistleblower's legal team has offered to answer congressional Republicans' written questions directly to them under penalty of perjury, bypassing the Democrat-controlled impeachment process. The whistleblower's attorney telling us, now we have offered directly to the GOP. They have no excuses. Some of Trump's closest allies on the Hill have expressed interest in hearing directly from Trump's anonymous accuser.
You will have the chance to propose witnesses. Who do you want to call?
Well, there are a lot of people. I mean, the whistleblower themselves.
But when asked about written testimony, the House Minority Leader suggested that may not be enough.
I think that individual should come before the committee.
Trump has been adamant that there was no wrongdoing on that phone call, despite accusations he pressured Ukraine's president to investigate political rivals in exchange for military aid.
My phone call was perfecto. It was totally appropriate.
This morning, his senior advisor echoed that defense, but left the door open on the possibility that the White House withheld that aid money.
Quid pro quo, yes or no?
I just said to you, I don't know whether aid was being held up and for
And Kira Phillips joins us now from the White House tonight. We're entering another week of depositions, Kira. Congress has their eyes set on John Bolton, but he's already told them he's not coming?
That's right. All eyes on that fiery foreign policy hawk, former National Security Advisor John Bolton, and whether or not he'll testify, Tom. If he appears before Congress, he could be the marquee witness in this impeachment probe. However, after investigators summoned him last week, his lawyer said he's not showing up voluntarily, but they would receive a subpoena. I think it's fair to say, though, it's unlikely he'll comply since his deputy dismissed his subpoena, and they do share the same attorney, Tom.
Kira Phillips for us tonight from the White House. Kira, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your morning and a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have the news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.